morning. Hello, 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 and welcome to Bima's Crafty Corner. I am Bima, better known as Els, and here we are. We are going to be working on the bee journal today, and today is a big day because today we're sewing in those signatures. So, this is our cover, and I did manage to find our pattern. We have three beautiful signatures, A, B, and C, which correspond to our diagram here that tells us where we put stuff. Did I really lose? Oh, thought I lost my sewing kit there for a second. It's like, what? How did that happen? All right, we have thread. We need a needle. All right. So first things first, we're going to make sure that we have the book in the right direction. No, I already got stuff out. You can't come up. And we do. This is the top. This is the bottom. I'm going to put that under there for now so that it holds a little better. So this is going to be A. So let's get signature A. And first thing we're going to do is make sure that we have the pages where we want them and where they don't conflict with each other. All right. That works for me. Here we go. So this is our center. We're going to put in let me grab my foam. Now, if you don't have a piece of foam like this, you can always use a book. That's totally cool too. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting in the holes for my binding. That was almost my finger. Okay. Here we go. Nice. All right. So now that I have that, I am going to put a couple of clips on here real quick because I forgot to thread the needle. See how I am? All righty. Good morning, Sash. All right, so I'm going to grab a piece of string. This is waxed linen, by the way. That is not long enough. What was I thinking? Try that again. I always hold on to the little pieces because you could use them for notepads and stuff. So, and obviously, I don't make enough notepads because I got a lot of string. Good morning, Miss Michelle. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start in the center hole. Here we go. Oh, it's scary. This part is always terrifying, you know? So I'm going to go into the center hole. We're going to go through the center hole in the cover. Okay, now we need to make sure that this doesn't go through the hole. Force up. Well, it's, surgery. All right. So now that we have it, it doesn't matter if we go up or down. We could go up one or down one. It doesn't matter. We're just going to find the next hole, come back through that, and go through our book. All right, back through the signature. Now I'm using a 5-point because that is what I prefer. Mostly because it's a lot more secure than a 3-point. And I'm going to guarantee that I'm going to grab all the pages, whereas in the 3-point, you don't guarantee that you grab all the pages. So now that I've gotten to the top, what I'm going to do is go back. Hi, Christine. I'm going to go ahead and go back through this hole. Now this takes a little bit of finessing. Go back through there. And then we're going to go back through the original hole, which is here. At this point, you can pretty much take this part out. There we go. All right. So we're going to go back through that hole, keeping this piece out of the way. Oh, I'm tying myself into the book. Hold on. Got that loop caught around me. So, I'm in the book. All right, then moving down to the next one. I have to tell you guys that when I do this off camera, it's so much easier. When you do this off camera, it just goes doom, 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 you're done. All right, back through here. And down through there. All right, and then I'm going to come back up again through that hole. And then I'm going to go underneath that stitch right there so that I can pull these against each other and not against the pages. Okay. So now I'm going to check the outside of the stitching. Looks good. All right, we are good and tight on the inside. So we're going to go right over left. Left over right. And we're going to go ahead and trim that. All right, so that is signature A in. Now, if you'll excuse me for a moment, I'm going to go let the dog out so that he will be quiet. Come on, let's go. Okay. Yes, as holy. I go in the holy, out the holy, in the holy, out the holy. As holy. If you do it right, stitching and signatures can be a religious experience. Because you can poke your finger and say all kinds of things. Yes. Hi, Miss Mari. Okay. Signature B. Again, I'm going to very quickly check to make sure that everything is where I want it and that things aren't interfering with each other where they are. Yes, there's an addition. We're going to talk about it, but not right now. All right, opening to the center. Let's grab our pattern. We're going to go ahead and put that in there. Make sure that's lined up, top and bottom, where we want it. We're going to be poking some holes. Make sure you get your fingers clear when you're going through there, poking your holes. All right. Clippity clips. Just to hold it all together. It is clippity clip. There we go. Okay. And we're starting again. Again, in the center hole. Let's see if we can get this puppy in here. All right. That's one. And I don't know why I always go down, but you can go up if you want to. Okay. Now we're going to tie this off. Down through the bottom. Back up through that hole. Down the holy, in the holy, up the holy, down the holy. I go through the holies. Here. Now I'm going to release that. Put it down. Go back through the hole. How did that happen? I didn't have to fight with it. All right. Through this one. And go. Come on. You could do it. I don't know why it's not going through the hole. Told you guys, man. This can be so annoying. Are we in there? We are in the hole. Hold on. Yeah, that's the hole. Where are we catching? Are we catching it? Oh, there's it. Okay. We were catching on some ephemera. My apologies. Okay. Ah, that's just ridiculous. Okay. Now we're going to come right back up through this hole again. Yes, the one that just gave us all that crap. And look, we went right through it. No problem. Okay. Down through here. Pulling one string against the other. Got a little bit of weirdness going on there. There we go. There we go. Give it some pull. All right. Right over left, left over right. I'm going to put an extra knot in that one. I didn't like it. Okay, there we go. Trimming that off. That's 2. We have one last signature to put in. Let's take a second. Hi, Jersey. Too much sun this morning. Did you fry your little peanut brain? Did you? Okay. Put this piece away. And grab another piece of this. Didn't think about it, but I should have done the one in the middle yellow. You know? You was gardening? Yeah, I hate you. Shut up. She sends me pictures of her garden. I send her a picture of a cactus and dirt because, you know, that's what I got. What did I threw the needle and now I can't find it. There we go. Okay, we got it. All right, we found it. Just note to self, when stitching in signatures, don't throw your stitching needle across the room. Okay, now we're going to move over to C on our template. Call from Nevada. Really? A call from the whole state? Call from Nevada. So annoying. Hello. We don't use our house phone for anything, but Mike has to have it for work. I don't know why, because that's not even the phone line they use. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this one worked out. Get it lined up. There. Yeah, that's good. It's not catching on anything. Nope. Okay, not catching. Not catching. Not catching. Do have a card there. Get that out of the way. Do that. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right, here we go. This is signature C. It's the last one. We're going to get it in here, get it lined up, poke some holes. Let me get this closed so I can do this. Now, if I'm going to screw something up, it'll be this signature, just so we all are aware. Okay, here we go. Okay, in through the center. through the center hole. Let's go up this time. I don't know, because we went down on the last two. I forgot to clip these pages. Crap. Hold on. Make a big old mess here. Right. I forgot to clip the pages. There. And get this one lined up again. Okay, hold on. I totally screwed this signature because I did not line it up and pin it together. That's one. That's two. And that one is three. All right. Let's try clipping this again. That's a problem. Okay, let me get bigger clips. That front cover page is smaller, so it's not biting into the clips. It's okay. That's what we have butterflies for. I know. One giant butterfly. Now, these are actually sewing pieces to make hems, but I find that they're really good for holding these. All right, so let me go ahead and pull this out. And we're going to try this again. This is the right direction. Okay, get this out of the way. We're going to go down through the middle. We said up this time, right? Okay. Down through there. We're coming up through here. So I found this new YouTube channel that I'm watching. It's not new, but it's new to me. And I got to tell you, back in the early days of our country, people used God and religion to murder people a lot. Because at first I thought, okay, these have got to be stories, like stories. So I went and did a little research. No, these are all true accounts. I was like, are you kidding me? Apparently, back in the day, murdering people under the guise of Christian charity was all the rage. And I would think, maybe once or twice. No. This shit went on an industrial scale. Remember the number? Yeah. Oh, I know the number. I give it out to people I don't want to give my number to. I don't want to bother other people with that. Okay. Down. Oh, God, we almost got it done, guys. It's almost in there. And then we can talk about this third signature and something else that's different in the book. Yeah. Well, that's, like more people have died in the name of God than, anything else on the planet. But this stuff is like, one was a family that went and built a church on the Oregon Trail. And, people aren't going to notice if somebody's missing when they're traveling the Oregon Trail because, back in the 1800s, because, you just didn't, communication wasn't great, And then they would offer help to people along the trail and then kill them, steal all their stuff, sell it off, and set up for the next family. And not just one or two people. They were wholesale killing families. And they did it for 30 years. And nobody caught on. I was like, what? Scared myself there for a second. I thought I put that signature in upside down. Okay. So we're going to talk about two things in this one. That closed and out of my way. There we go. Okay, so the first one is we're going to take a look, make sure that everything works fine. There, 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 there. That works. That's good. Very good. Okay. So this was where we left off yesterday. And if anybody's got a keen eye, they'll notice that this has been added. This is my newest thing. It is a wraparound belly band bookmark. So this will fit on any regular size page in this journal. Obviously, it's not going to fit on these short ones, but it will fit on any of the regular full-size papers, and it comes off. So you can take it off and move it anywhere you want in the journal. It's kind of cool, like a bookmark. Okay, this is the signature that I did off camera. We'll go ahead and take a look at it. We've got just a piece of ephemera up here and a little piece here with some writing space in the middle. We flip it over, and we have just a journaling card here, some writing space, a little bit of touch of lace here. Turn it over, and again, we have another tuck spot with a journaling card. Then up here, we have this little bee guy, and he's got a little journal card underneath him, and in this pocket is a small pad. Flip it over. We've got a paper clip that just holds up this little card and just some, visual interest. Then over here, we have some writing space. Flip that over, and it flips out, giving us a lot more real estate for writing. Then we have this little page here. Give it a turn. We got a pocket here with another journaling card. And then this is one of our over-the-top tags. And we have a little tucked in journaling card underneath it. But this is one of the over-the-top tags. So you take that off, and it has journaling space on the inside and the back. And it just hangs over the page. And it's fairly snug on there. It's not going to fall off. You also have writing space on the back, and then one of our cabochon pieces here and some writing space. Flip that over. We have another belly band, and this one's kind of just really decorated out. And then over here, we have a little journaling card that goes into that tuck. Turn it over. There's another paper clip here that you can tuck something in. And then we have some writing space, more writing space here. I added 2 tags here. When you take them out, you have plenty of writing space. Then we have more writing space over here. Give it a flip. And then you have a big journaling card and a tag in this pocket. Some more writing space here. And when that turns, you've got a tab that opens it up. And again, really nice large writing space. And then over here we have journaling cards, tags, lots more writing space. Flip that page. More writing space with another tag. Over here we have some writing space. Flip it over, more. And then there's some writing space here on the back. And when you flip that, there's more. And of course, then we have all of the journaling cards and things that we stuffed in here everywhere else. Now, we need to talk about the closure. Now, I do have a thing that I was thinking about using for the front of this, but I don't know. Maybe. I might put it on there. I just don't know. But we definitely need to put a front, some kind of cover on it. But I do have one other item that I want to add to this journal. And there is a video coming out for these as well. And it is a paper clip. Let's do it. Let's do it right here. We'll just do it on the front. It is a paper clip, but it is a pen holder. So we're going to do a pen to put in here. Let me grab a pen real quick and some paper, and we'll do a pen. Okay. All right, I got a pen. We need some paper. So this is a cheap dollar store pen, and they work best for this. Just take the front off, and then we're going to take this little cap off the back here. And it takes a minute to do. There we go. That's it. And then we're going to measure this tube, which is just about 3 1/4. So I'm going to go about 3 1/2. So I'm going to cut the bottom, turn it around, go right about there. And then I'm just going to make kind of a thin piece. Just about 1 inch. Might be 1 1/4 inches. But and I'm just rolling that around the pen to help me roll it up. There we go. Fitting it into the tube around the ink cartridge. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Get it in, and then use your stopper to get the rest of the way in. And there you have a custom pen that goes with your journal. I'm working on an altered composition gardening book for Zola's mom. She's been buying plants and started a garden. So I'm making one so she can take notes. That's cool. So now I have my pen. There's a little bee in there. And that is going to go into my pen holder. And I can move that throughout the book wherever I'm writing. So that is that one. I don't know what we're going to do for closure on this one. We'll talk about that later. But we got plenty of paper clips in this one, lots of tags, lots of journaling cards, and it's got a lot of really fun interactive stuff. You know, you've got metal in here, so you've got some tactile stuff. You've got a lot of flips and things. You've got a lot of pockets. You have parts that move, more flips, more tucks, just, you know, all kinds of stuff in there. This one's not too gator. It's not too bad. And you have that pen. You can move it anywhere you want. So we're going to think about what we're going to do on here for a closure. I might just use some tacks. Put a tack on the front and a tack on the back. And, you know, some taps. And just put some, maybe some trim on this to, you know, some lace or something, some ribbon to tie it. Okay, so that is the end of that one. This all means that we're a day ahead of schedule. So those are two of the videos that are coming out shortly. One is for the pen clip. The other one is for the wraparound belly band. I also did a viewer request video that I filmed yesterday because somebody sent me a viewer request on a pocket, and I was like, it's a pocket. But then I looked at it and I went, yeah, it's a pocket, but how silly, boring is this pocket? We can do something with this. We could use it. So we used it. All right. So let's see. So we need to keep an eye on, let's go over there to Facebook. So over in the Facebook group, we do have a, it's pinned at the top to the features. And what it is the, what our next journal is. You know, y'all get to pick the next journal. We have Forest Fairies. Let me get this stuff so you guys can see what we're talking about. So everybody knows what we're talking about. So the first one is Forest Fairies. Hello. How are you? You just magically appeared there, didn't you? Get down. Seriously, get down. Down. Just get down. Get down. 1, 2. Don't you sass me, sir. Down. If I get to 3, you're not going to like it. Because if I get to 3, there'll be no outside for you today, young man. Little booger. All right, so let's take a look. So we have 4 choices. One is the Fairy Forest Fairy, I think. This is from Victoria Designs. I pulled a couple of her things that kind of matched together, and it is beautiful paper. So we'll be doing something with this. Obviously, you guys know I'm not going to like take this and fold it. You know, I'm just not going to do that. We'll be cutting things to make pockets and journal cards and stuff out of all of this, and, you know, adding bits and pieces and so on and so forth. But there is quite a bit here to work from. So this would be a very big journal, and it would probably end up being in the style of the one we just did. The other one is a vintage travel theme, not a traveler's notebook, just like a traveling theme, you know, like suitcases and trains and old planes and Paris and England, you know, and like steamer trunks and that kind of thing. Maybe a little bit of the Titanic thrown in here and there, who knows? But that kind of thing, like a vintage travel themed book. Then we have the choice of a Winnie the Pooh Little Golden Book. I already have it all ripped down and ready to go. We just need to get started on it. And the other one is the Accordion Journal. And that's going to be featuring the Pink Fantasy. So this is the Accordion Journal. This was last quarter's quarterly project. And you can see there's a lot here to do. But it doesn't take that long. Like this, honestly, only takes like probably a week. This is a quick one, maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 if I do some ephemera. And we have this. This one comes from Ginger Journals, and it's just some fussy cuts. But I thought they went really cute with the paper pack, which is this pink fantasy stuff. And this is actually 2. It's like a pink fantasy and a pink dragon. 2 paper sets. See, there's the pink dragon. And then this is like fantasy, like woodland fantasy. And they kind of went together. So I was like, I could do that. We add the fairies in and we're good. So those are the 4 choices that you have. I do ask that you not add anything else to the poll. Just go over there and, click on what you would like to see. And, what you would like to see done next. And we'll get that, we'll get that started. I'll make that announcement on Wednesday and we'll get started on it. So you have until Tuesday to vote. And so far I have 7 votes. So I know that there's more people out there than that. There's more of us than that. You need a second cool book. Too bad I'm using mine. I'm using it. The vote is for what journal we're going to be doing next. Mari, you have to send yours to me so I can vote for you. You get the Forest Fairies, the pink one, Winnie the Pooh, or a vintage travel theme. So figure out which one of those 4 you'd like. You could send it to me and I will vote for you. So what else? So I have a couple of videos to do. I might as well do this because I was going to do this tomorrow, but I'll find something else to do tomorrow. I'm telling you guys. Here we go. So this was this quarterly project. This is my interpretation of it. Yours may be totally different. The kit came with the base. So the book was, you just had to assemble it, but it was all pre-cut and pre-scored and everything for you. You just assembled the book. And then inside were 3 sections of paper and, some goodie bags and some digitals and things like that. So this is mine. And we made a real book. That's like an end page. That's an end page. And there's no stitching. We made a real book. This is a tall, skinny journal. And I just put a little tag in here. Lots of writing space. Lots of writing space here. I like this tall, skinny. No, these are not straight. They're not perfectly straight. Mine's not perfectly straight. Nobody's is perfectly straight. Here's the thing, though. This is actually staple bound. We staple bound it and put it in there. And then you've got, more writing space. I like this look, this tall, skinny look, because it gives you all of that writing space and it doesn't seem so clustered. And you got like this paper and this paper. This is your digital. You get this paper. The end papers came. You got something like this. And of course, you supplement this with what you have in your stash. Then we had this little page down here. This was also part of the kit. Another piece of the digital. This was the digital. There's my staples. This was part of the digital. This is just out of my personal stash. You also got these specimen stickers and some of these like field note stickers. You can do it any way you want it, but I did that way. You got some, if you bought the, you also got some of those little like these little tags, these little tickets. Because, I sell that big pack of tickets, so I sent some tickets. This is actually off of one of those tickets. It's actually an ICE delivery coupon, and I just did special delivery from it. And if you bought the add-on kit, you also got 5 rolls of washi tape, a set of click number stamps, which are fantastic to use for all kinds of things. And you got like a huge pack of stickers and stuff, and there was a whole bunch of other stuff in there. They were stickers like these. And this is just a piece of washi tape. And this is a piece of washi tape, some washi tape. This is the number off one of those little coupons. And I don't know why, but I thought, right in the middle of the page is a great place to put that. And then, of course, the back page, and then your ending. So this was this quarterly project. Yes, ma'am, I do. I do understand everything you put in there. Those are the friend codes for every single one of your wizards. Mm-hmm. 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 129. You got a death character up to 129. See, I know exactly what you're talking about. Guess you'll be spending a lot of time in the spiral. Yes. So, yeah, that was the quarterly project. And again, this was a first try for almost everybody trying to do this. And I've done it a few times, and mine still came out a little crooked. It happens. So one of the ladies who did it, she put it in too tight, and it tore. So she ended up having to put washi tape in there. Another one of the ladies was like, this is totally crooked. But I mean, I can see where I put this in crooked here, which affected like all the pages going through. But this was the project that we did. And there's like here it is. There was like a whole bag of like goodies like this that came with it. And some of this, if you wanted to use some of that. And then, of course, you supplement with what you have in your personal stash to make this uniquely your own. But there are a couple of these kits left. If you want one, just reach out, let me know. And now I have nothing to do tomorrow because that's what I was going to do tomorrow. Carla! So, put my rubber band back on there. Keep it together. I'll figure it out. All right, so maybe tomorrow we'll work on putting a front on the bee journal if I can figure out what I want to do with it. Okay. So there were a couple of questions for the beginners folio class where apparently I was not very clear. When you're cutting your pieces down, you cut with the fold at the top of your top of your trimmer, so that when you take it out of the trimmer, it still opens like a file folder. And then you trim off the edges that are these. So you would put the file folder in this way, cut it off so you still have that book, then turn it and cut these off at that 6-inch so that you have a piece that is 9 by 6 and that is open. Like, here it is. Like this. So file folder goes in this way with the opening at the top. Cut it at 9 down the side. Okay. Then turn it this way and cut it at 6 this way, which is going to give you those extra pieces that you need to make your spine. No, now she's there for her own reason. And that's her story to tell. So I just wanted to clarify that for anybody that was having a problem with it, that was not understanding it. What else? So tonight, we are going to be doing art therapy. And I think this might be the last time I work in this book because it has gotten so huge. There's still a few pages left, but it has gotten so big, guys, that like I'm honestly afraid that the spine might fall out of it. You know, the soft spine in here. I'm afraid it's going to tear out. So I'm thinking this might be, you know, I know there's a couple of pages left in here, but this might be the last one. Maybe one more after this. I don't know. But so we're going to be working in that tonight. And then tomorrow we're going to be doing a craft with me where we're going to be working on some pockets, different types and styles of quick fold pockets, ones that I like to keep in my stash, and ones that you can like just grab a piece of paper and fold really quick. So we'll be doing that. And then we're going to have mixed media on Saturday. And Sunday, of course, we're going to have the game. Now, I did post in Patreon for my Patreons some openings in my schedule where we could get together on a weekly basis and do some crafting together, you know, as a group for the Patreon. And I think it was like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. So, you know, pick something in there that you like. Just go ahead and click the day and we'll figure it out as far as time and stuff. This month's challenge items are ink in any format. So it could be dauber ink, spray inks, liquid ink, pen ink, magic markers. I don't care. Whatever ink you want to use. And or something metal. Okay? So whatever you want to come up with those two items, and we'll have another challenge next month. What else? Also, I have Christmas in July coming up. I haven't scheduled it yet, but we have Christmas in July coming up. I also have a punch sale. We're going to be selling off punches. We're going to be doing that as a countdown based on size. Bigger size, top dollar, down to, and then we're also going to be selling, I'm going to be listing, and this is how I figured it out. All of the ones that are still in the package, I'm going to put in the shop. All of the ones that are, you know, out of the packages or the packages are damaged, those ones we're going to be doing the countdown sale. So there's quite a few that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be photographing Sunday afternoon all the way through Tuesday night to get everything photographed so that I can get it into the shop. Whoa. Also, a couple of things that are in the shop that are running low on supply that I can't get anymore. This set of dies that does the slots. What's in there is what I've got, guys. I can't get any more of them. So that is running low. What else? There was another item, but I can't remember what it was. So that's it, guys. I think tomorrow we'll get together here in the morning and we will do, well, we'll do a couple of things because we got this Beehive notebook paper thing that we wanted to put in and we haven't put that in. So we'll get that in the journal. And I think that was it. And then we have our little cover piece that we wanted to get in there. We have some lace and trim that we can use. We have some doodly dot things that there's a bee on one of those, and you know, just the honeycombs and stuff. So we do have a couple of things that we can use to put in there. We'll get that front cover done tomorrow and be done with this. Okay. That's it, guys. I'm out of here. I will be here tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7, 8, and 9 across the country for some art therapy. So if you're new and I haven't offended you yet, give me a chance. Hit the subscribe button. It's going to happen. What else? Check out my community tab or my Facebook group, both of those. I don't know. It could be post tab, community tab, notes tabs, I don't know. They change it all the time. So just look up there, click on the tabs until you find something that seems like it might be right. But check my Facebook group. It's in the pinned, over my Facebook group, it's pinned. That will give you a list of everything that I have going on as far as my digital world. It tells you videos that are coming out. I'm going to be updating that today, so I wouldn't do that today. But, anytime after that. What else? Check out my Patreon if you want to support the channel, or if you want some free digitals, go to my Ko-Fi. All right, so until I see you again. First off, please keep the folks down in Texas and in New Mexico in your thoughts. Just absolute tragedy. And it's going to rain again, I understand. So it's going to be even worse. But until I see you again, stay hydrated, stay well, stay cool, my friends. I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.